Me Too. It's the movement heard around the world. Millions of women have turned to social media using the hashtag as their voice against sexual assault. And joining us this morning are three amazing women. We have Carla Doctor. She's a senior officer of sexual violence prevention and response. We have Elizabeth Stoberink. She's with WYCA, director of sexual assault victim advocacy. And we also have Dee Dee. She's a sexual assault survivor. So thank you guys so much for joining us. This is such an important topic right here. So tell me, what is the Me Too movement?
I feel like we probably all have a different standpoint on what the Me Too movement is, but I think in general, the Me Too movement is an opportunity for us as a community to recognize that sexual violence is extremely prevalent in our community, and it's an opportunity for us to discuss these issues. This is a human issue. It's not a woman issue, man issue, child issue. This affects all of us, either directly or indirectly. And so I think that the Me Too movement means that it's providing a safe space to where individuals can feel safe to start talking about it.
So, I mean, millions of women have come out around the United States, around the country, saying they are victims. So how does that make you guys feel? I mean, you work with women every day that deal with this. How does it make you feel that more and more women are coming out?
Well, I find that when you see more and more people coming forward, it means that it's changing the climate and the culture to where it's okay and acceptable to discuss these types of things, that you no longer have to hide behind these events that happen to you, and to give people a voice to know that they're not alone and that they're surrounded by millions of other individuals who have also experienced this. And I think that that can be, you know, that safe space to talk about it, but also to link them into services. And I think that's part of the message that we don't necessarily hear a lot, is that in communities there are services that are free for victims who've experienced sexual violence to get the help and the aftercare that they need after they've been assaulted.
And Dee Dee, you are a victim of sexual assault. Can you tell us a little bit about your story?
Okay. Well, last year I went to the Y. I had met a guy online. We talked for a few months before we actually met each other. Then we started a relationship. It was okay in the beginning, and then he started to accuse me of cheating and saying that I was doing crazy things at work, which I wasn't. And his behaviors came worse after that. I was raped and domestically abused by him. The night I got out of the hospital, he tried to choke me because I told him to leave my house. So I called the police, and they came and escorted him out.
So how do you feel seeing this whole movement, seeing women come forward? How does that help you with your healing process?
It's amazing. Sorry if I cry. It's just good to see that I'm not alone in this. I think a lot of times when we do get abused by someone, whether it's in a relationship or someone that we know, whatever it is, a lot of times it's just me and that abuser. So we already feel alone, and to know that there's other people out there that have experienced what I have or have gone through what I have gone through, it's just amazing to know that I'm not alone and that there is help and there is hope out there for me.
Right, and I mean, that's what a lot of women are figuring out, that there is help, and that so many women go through this. And Elizabeth, you know, what have you seen from the Me Too movement? Have you seen more women in Oklahoma come forward?
We have, actually, and we've seen quite a few more men and women come forward in response to the Me Too movement. And so again, I think the awareness is amazing, and we know that it's happening. We know that it's happening to friends, family, coworkers, and so this movement has definitely opened that door and given people a platform to be able to speak to the abuse and assault that they have experienced. And so we have seen an increase of people receiving services and wanting that help.
So, you know, I think a lot of women and men at home, they sit and they don't know what sexual assault is. They might have had that done to them, but they really don't know what it is. What exactly is sexual assault?
Sexual assault, we define it as any unwanted sexual activity. So that can include inappropriate touching, coercion, rape, molestation, all of those things fall underneath that term of sexual assault.
So, you know, somebody at home that's in there and saying, that's me, I've gone through this, but I'm not alone. Where can they go to find help?
Well, we have a 24-hour hotline, so anybody at any time of day who, if they feel like they've been assaulted or just want more resources, or they're a friend or support person of somebody who has been assaulted, that they can call that 24-hour hotline. That's really a good linkage into our programs and services. And then we have 24-hour forensic exam programs where at no cost, you don't have to make a police report. You can have a forensic exam to collect evidence of the assault. And then you're also accompanied with one of our amazing professional sexual assault victim advocates who are there to hold your hand and provide support and resources and safety planning and linkage into other services. And then we have support groups and free counseling and really just anything that somebody needs to take back the power and control that was taken from them during the assault. We can either provide that service or help them find it.
So how do we talk to our children about this, to the younger generation? How do we let them know what sexual assault is and that it's not okay?
I think it's important to have an open conversation with kiddos, and obviously age appropriate depending on how old they are, but to make them aware that this is a crime and it's not okay, and to speak out whenever something like this happens, because I think a lot of voices get stifled and a lot of people they don't want to believe that a certain person is capable of committing this type of crime, and so their voices get silenced. And so I think just making kids aware that this is something that happens, unfortunately, but it's okay to talk about it. I'm here, I love you, I support you, all of those things. And then obviously holding perpetrators accountable and letting them know that we're here and we're going to put a stop to it no matter what the cost is.
Why? Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I think that's part of the really important message that we're not sharing too. On the flip side of this is, I believe you,
Right.
and that being the automatic response. So if somebody does come forward and state that this thing happened to them, do not stifle their voice, that this is their prime opportunity to begin to heal. And if they're met with persistence from their best friend or their parent and they don't feel supported and believed, then that's oftentimes what can cause long-term trauma effects resulting in not healing from the assault.
Okay, and kind of starting with Dee Dee right here, why do you think it's so important for women, men to come out about sexual assault?
Because you need healing, and that's where it starts, is by telling someone what happened to you and letting someone know that this happened to you. I know for me personally, if I didn't say anything, I would probably be dead right now, honestly, just from all the thoughts and the overwhelming and the flashbacks and everything. So just coming out and saying something, and knowing that someone is there to help and support you, that's the big thing for me.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is so important, and we really appreciate what you guys do.